Israel is in Egypt. In this week's Parsha Shemot, which also opens the new book of Shemot, Yosef and his entire generation have passed away, and a new power arises who enslaves the children of Israel. Fast forward, Moshe, raised in the palace on Paro's lap, yet fully aware of his Hebrew identity, goes out to see his people and witnesses their suffering. There he sees an Egyptian beating an Israelite, intervenes, kills the Egyptian, and when the matter becomes known to Paro, he flees for his life to Midian. In Midian, Moshe encounters a group of shepherdesses, the daughters of the local priest, being harassed by other shepherds who block them from watering their flocks. Echoing what happened in Egypt, Moshe steps in, defends them, and even draws water for their sheep. The girls return home earlier than usual, and when their father asks why, they explain, "An Egyptian man saved us from the shepherds and even drew water for us." His response was immediate. "And where is he? Why did you leave the man? Call him and let him eat bread." What exactly was he asking, and why? Abarbanel explains that he was teaching his daughters a lesson in gratitude. A stranger had rescued them and performed an act of kindness for them, yet they simply left him behind as if nothing had happened. At the very least, they owed him thanks and the courtesy of inviting him for a meal. Or HaChaim offers a different angle. Although their father was naturally protective of his daughters and cautious about unfamiliar men, this unknown traveler had shown himself to be an ish chesed, a man of genuine kindness. Such a person, he argues, is precisely the kind one can trust to bring home. Malbim adds a subtle but important nuance to Or HaChaim's understanding. Had this stranger followed the girls home on his own, one might suspect he was seeking a reward or trying to win favor. The fact that he did not follow them shows that his actions were purely altruistic, done with no expectation of gain. His sincerity is what earned their father's trust. Perhaps we can add one more layer. Beyond gratitude or curiosity, their father may have been trying to make sense of the story. Egyptians were not known for generosity toward strangers. On the contrary, they were famously xenophobic, especially toward shepherds. For an Egyptian to save his daughters and water their flocks would have been highly unusual. Perhaps he thought this man wasn't truly an Egyptian at all. In fact, the Midrash suggests that he suspected the man might be a Hebrew. Why? Rav Avram ben Arambam explains that as a Midianite, he himself was descended from Abraham, whose defining trait was chesed. Acts of such pure kindness, he reasoned, are most characteristic of someone from Avram's lineage. If this Egyptian behaved like a son of Abraham, then perhaps he was one. The Gemara in Yevamot 79a tells us that there are three signs that reveal a person as a descendant of Abraham. They are Rachmanim, compassionate, Baishanim, possessing moral sensitivity, and Gomlei Chasadim, doers of kindness. A person may appear one way on the outside, but their true identity and nature shines through their actions and their speech. Moshe grew up in the palace, wrapped in an Egyptian identity, yet who he truly was, a member of the nation of Israel, was visible in everything he did, and everyone around him could see it. Moshe might have looked like an Egyptian, but it was impossible to mistake who he really was, a descendant of Abraham. Shabbat Shalom.